Apologize for the wind. And if my voice gets a little scratchy, I apologize for that as well. Pollen here is ridiculous. Anytime I think we're going to get some decent rain to help knock this down, the storms mysteriously break apart just before they get to my area, which I've kind of discussed some of that on another video, HARP and cloud seeding and chemtrails, that kind of stuff. This video is going to be about another topic. Well, I'm going to join two of them together. One is DNA modification, and the other is genetically altering our food. So as far as the DNA modification stuff goes, there's a train going by. Recently I got an article in my email talking about scientists altering the DNA in a hamster. And the cute and cuddly hamster turned into a crazy, overly excited, scary little mini monster that still fits in your hand. And it got me thinking about that movie Rampage. The one with The Rock. And he's got the, there was a video game about it years ago for those nerds out there that like video games. But yeah, so Rampage, it's got The Rock in it. He's got a gorilla named George that he saved from poachers. That one of two other animals that were inadvertently introduced with chemicals from that were being done in space that kind of fell down to Earth. It all ties together with CERN. No, CRISPR. My mistake. The other C word. CRISPR, which is also tied together with this hamster email that I got. So yeah, in the end, what ended up happening is scientists trying to play God, messing around with CRISPR, trying to edit genes in animals, and it caused a lot of chaos. So this stuff's actually going on, and it makes you wonder, not just Rampage, but many other movies that we watched, how much of this stuff is actually going on right now. And it's bothersome, some of which actually scary. To think that scientists are out there playing around with our DNA, trying to create super soldiers or whatever the hell they're doing. You're not God. Stop trying to play that way. Instead of spending all their time trying to edit our DNA and edit out or add certain traits to try to make people better or whatever, they should be taking that time trying to fix homelessness or hunger, cure cancer, that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It bothers me. It upsets me. Another one of those things that grinds my gears. But anyways, so yeah, they are actively using CRISPR to attempt to edit DNA to try to change people, animals, to make us better, if you will. I think we're perfect in God's eyes, and there's no reason for any of that to be altered. It's just like this transgender bullshit. You were born the way you were for a reason. There's no reason to change that. That's a whole other topic. All right, so on to the GMO and the genetically modified foods. You wonder why obesity is such a big problem in this country, and more so in this country than many other countries. That's because the powers that be are purposely genetically modifying our foods. And they do this for multiple reasons. One is to cause you to want to eat more. Monosodium glutamate, MSGs. Excuse me. That's why they were trying to make that. They're trying to make it so that those can't be put in foods. Well, a lot of these ingredients, these extra chemicals and stuff that they're putting in, they make it so that you can't get enough of this certain food. You keep eating it. And, you know, it's all ploy. You know, it's part of the whole us being sheep aspect. And, you know, if we're fat and lazy, it's easier for them to control us, you know. On top of that, if you start throwing in food shortages, when people are so used to eating certain foods, eating a certain way, those food shortages are a much bigger problem than what they would be if people were eating healthier. And I've got my fair share of not eating all that healthy. And a lot of that's my fault, but a lot of it's my current situation. You know, I'm limited with my options. But I digress. They are purposely messing with our foods in order to make us fat, lazy, and compliant. It makes us more reliant on them. And that's the whole point of evil out there. If they can control us, they get away with whatever they want to get away with, you know? What easier way to control us than to fatten us up with, you know, MSGs and modifying our foods and adding dangerous ingredients in our everyday you know, our everyday stuff. And you know, honestly, I think the medical industry is supporting this as well, because you got to figure, by modifying the foods and all that, and causing people to gain weight and have, you know, health issues because of that weight gaining. Now you got diabetes blowing out of control, which now people need medications for that because, you know, they got blood pressure issues and heart issues and all that. I mean, it's all connected. And people got to take the time and realize that this isn't one little thing here or there, you know, it's all connected. You know, the evil is working as a team, you know, all across the board to screw us up and take advantage of us. The best thing that you can do is research. Take the time to look into this stuff, you know. I mean, there's nothing better than being knowledgeable about what's really going on. I mean, get off of CNN and NBC and, you know, get online. Let your fingers do some walking. That's how I started to, a lot of the stuff that I learned, that's how I learned. You know, I started to do my own research. Now I started to find other people out there sharing intel in the same way, you know, just trying to get the truth out there, and that's what it's all about. That's what I'm doing. I know a lot of these videos are boring, and people want to see excitement, you know, loud cars and monster trucks and, you know, people shooting guns at targets or whatever. I get it. And at some point, maybe I'll start doing some videos, you know, being a car guy, maybe I'll bring in some videos, you know, as it, that pertain to my vehicle, or some more personal stuff that's a bit more exciting. But for the time being, I think what we need is the truth to be, you know, to come out. The world's eyes need to be opened. We all need to come together and realize what's really going on out there, and we need to come together and fight back. We can't let this continue. I mean, evil has been brainwashing us and polluting our bodies and you know, hindering us for far too long. It's time for us to come together, put our differences aside. Doesn't matter what color, you know, what your race, sex, or religious beliefs are. None of that matters. All those are tactics to divide us. Put all that stuff to the side. The whole goal right now is to spread truth. You know, to work together towards a common goal, which is a healthier, happier life. You know, without being slaves to monopoly money, you know, the fiat dollar. You know, without relying on, you know, chemically altered foods that are, you know, polluting our bodies. It's time to take our countries back, our cities, our towns. It's time for us to come together. All right, that's my video for today. I'm sure everybody's tired of looking at my ugly mug, listening to my my scratchy voice. Stay positive. You're not alone out there. We're all in this together. We're gonna overcome evil. Good always wins. It's taking a little longer than we wanted to. Stay positive. Keep the faith. Keep pushing forward. Know that you're loved. Love, peace, and chicken grease.